Hi guys, Louis back again, age 56, doing his flexing. So I wanted to do a video on how I got started on the carnivore diet. So I'm going to start off just by telling you what I used to eat, just try and do it quickly. So this, a bit out of breath, I've been weightlifting just now. Right, so I would wake up in the morning, I would have a big tea with obviously milk, 2 sugars, then I'd wait another 20 minutes, half hour, have another tea, 2 sugars. This was my routine. Half an hour later, I'd have a coffee, 2 sugars, all with milk obviously. Now I'm not completely against milk, I'll have a bit of milk in my tea and coffee, but only a splash. Anyway, so then I'd have either a bagel or a crumpet, and sometimes toast. Toast isn't top of my list, and sometimes toast with jam. Yeah, so then I'd wait till lunchtime. Lunchtime I would have something like a cheese toastie. I never had a big meal. And then between lunchtime and tea time, I'd be snacky. So I'd probably have another tea with some biscuits, or I'd make sometimes another toastie. Then at tea time, I generally ate very similar food. So I would have spaghetti or curry or pizza, or we would have a big fry up, yeah? So egg, sausage and chips, pie and chips. Chips were a big thing in my diet, I had regularly. Let me just think what else. We did have roast dinner sometimes, and my wife would make a chili con carne with rice or in wraps. Sometimes we'd have a baguette with cheese and ham. So this is at 6 p.m. So then between 6 p.m. and bedtime, I would still snack. So I'd probably have biscuits, peanuts. What else did I have when I was tired? Maybe another bagel. I never used to have hot drinks late at night. So I was basically eating until I went to sleep. And because I've got small children, I would snack on their leftovers as well. So you think about it, from morning till night, I am binging on carby, starchy, sugary products. Everything that I cooked was cooked in vegetable oil. In my sandwiches, I used margarine, which we know vegetable and margarine is very bad for you. So my diet was a joke, and no wonder I felt tired, lethargic, unclear-headed. My weight had gone to a point where my body felt ballooned. I felt like I was pushing my tummy out. I couldn't hold my tummy in. If my kids tried to lean against my tummy, it actually hurts. That's where we were, and my face had changed its shape, which I can't even do it now. And I've always exercised, so I did have some good toning, but not as good as this, because the protein in my carnivore diet has really boosted my muscle definition and made my muscles pop. So that's another benefit. And this is the other thing, I was always hungry, constantly hungry, because when you are addicted to sugar, you are always hungry and you can't stop eating. Even when you wake up in the morning, you want to go and eat something. Even when you go to bed and you're half asleep, you're still thinking about going to the cupboard or the fridge and eating more things. So this is the problem with that diet I was having. It was keeping me addicted. My body's brain wanted the dopamine hit that it got once it felt that sweetness. Anyway, so I then make this massive decision to change my life because I'd had enough. I'd hit a brick wall. I was fed up. Even my twin brother had said to me, "Louis, you're looking unwell. You look like you may even have a heart attack." My twin brother said that to me. He was part of the reason I decided I'm going to change what I did. So the very first decision I made, so this is the point of this video, how I got started on the carnivore diet. Once I discovered it and found it on YouTube and started to understand it, the first thing I said was stop any sugar. So no sugar in my tea and coffee. Because obviously when you first think sugar, you do just think hot drinks. Then I moved on to, right, anything that turns to sugar in my stomach or in my mouth, I'm not eating anymore. So obviously the obvious sugar like sweets, chocolates, cakes, donuts. Then it was no more bread, because bread turns to sugar. Rice, no more, because it turns to sugar. Pasta, no, it turns to sugar. Yeah, so then I started moving on to things like no more potatoes and no more high carb veg. In fact, I completely stopped fruit and veg for the first month. Then there was this big decision to only eat one large meal a day for the first month. And I really did stick to that. But I tell you what, I found it very difficult. I was drinking lots of tea and coffee to try and keep me full with no sugar. Pints of water were helping. And I'd learned that if you put butter in your hot drinks, this helped quench the hunger. I made sure that I did not buy any of those foods. There was none of those foods in the house, because I know that when I got those hunger cravings, nothing was going to stop me from going to look for those foods and feast on them. So no biscuits, chocolates, crisps, anywhere that I can get hold of. Nothing that was basically sugar-based, carb-based. It all had to get out of this house, and that really did help me. I would say that was probably the thing that helped me the most, because I couldn't find these products when I was getting the hunger cravings. My mind was screaming for sugar and screaming for carbs. I couldn't find anything to eat. So then we've got rid of all the foods. I'm eating nothing that's bad for me. No fizzy drinks, no alcohol. And so then what am I going to eat? Well, I love eggs, I love bacon. So I was having, this is just OMAD, so one meal a day. I was having a bit of steak, a bit of pork belly, some king prawns, some lamb ribs, lots of eggs, omelettes, lots of salt, lots of butter, everything cooked in butter or animal fat. And the water was a big help, like I just said, because it kept me feeling full. And I found that if I really filled myself up around 5:30, 6 p.m, that did make me go to sleep without feeling hungry, without craving food. But I tell you now, sometimes I did crave, and it was difficult, but I just forced myself, using my willpower, to just not eat. So I did find that when I woke up the next day, my hunger was massively reduced. And I think a big part of that is the fat in your meat, the butter as well, that keeps you feeling satiated, so keeps you feeling fulfilled and full. But then I did used to hit a wall around 1 o'clock, 1 o'clock. I would just really want to eat. And I was craving sweet things. I was craving sugar in my tea. And for a while I did try stevia, but that doesn't help because the craving still keeps coming back. I think you've probably heard of stevia, but just don't use any of them because it doesn't help. Anything that reminds your body of sweetness, which can also spike your insulin, is not good for you. Remember, a big part of the carnivore diet is we are trying to not be insulin resistant, because I think I was partially insulin resistant. Look that up because it's very important. But we're trying to reduce those spikes, those insulin spikes that are not good for you, that also stop you losing weight and keep you feeling hungry. So every time you eat anything that's sugary or carby, you'll get a spike. But don't forget, you still get spikes from meat and eggs and protein, but it's a very small spike compared to what you will get when you put something sweet or carby in your mouth. So I just stuck to that. I took one day at a time. I struggled through the first month, still getting my hunger cravings. And then the miracle bit happens. Very quickly, I was losing weight. The shock was my ulcerative colitis become almost nothing. So my bowel movements went back to normal. And then I did get into a routine. It was going well, I was losing weight, I was feeling great. My energy levels just went whoosh, literally shot through the roof. I felt superhuman, I felt born again. This is how good it was. So I'm still just here trying to advise you what to do when you first get started. So after a month, I did sort of feel that once my weight had dropped off to 10 stone 10, so I started at 12 stone 5, that's UK, yeah, I know it's different over there. I did think, oh, I'm gonna introduce just eggs and bacon, nothing else, cooked in butter, cooked in its own bacon fat. at lunchtime at around 1:30. The thing I did notice straight away, that the minute I reintroduced the lunchtime meal, I stopped losing weight completely. I still felt amazing. I still knew everything going into my body was amazing for me, because I'm telling you now, when you eat meat, eggs, and with butter, drink water, fish, prawns, omelettes, yeah? When you're eating all that fatty meats, obviously, you will feel great and your energy levels go woo. And I tell you now, if you only eat once a day, don't think that makes you tired or you lose energy or have less energy. No, you will have more energy. This thing where we're told that we have to constantly eat through the day 5, 6, 7 times a day to keep our energy levels up is rubbish. Yes, your body, when it's sugar adapted, so it's waiting for the next hit of sugar. So obviously you have a bit of sugar and you get a little surge of energy. It doesn't last, it's a very short-term energy spike. With fat adapted energy and also being in ketosis, you always feel energetic. And when you're feeling full, you'll stay happy until your body tells you right, it's time to eat. And then you go off again and have your meat, eggs, fish, salt, butter, fatty meat, don't forget. And your body will always tell you when it's time to eat. Now, the problem with being sugar adapted, where we're constantly waiting for our next hit of sugar, is your body doesn't tell you anything. You've lost the signaling from your body because your body's confused because of all the sugar and carbs. And it's just waiting for more sugar, and it keeps asking for more because it wants that dopamine hit. So once your body weans itself off the sugar and the carbs, your body clock that tells you when it's time to eat works again, and you know it, because when you've had too much meat and eggs, fatty meat and eggs, your body not only just tells you, when you've had too much, your body will say, I can't eat anymore. It'll actually not taste nice. Your body said, I don't want that, tastes horrible, you've had too much. But 16 hours later, your body wants its meat, eggs again, because your body, all of a sudden, the thought of it becomes very tasty. And yes, you do have little phases where you think, I don't think I can eat meat again, yeah? I've eaten too much meat, it's too fatty, it's too oily, blah, blah, blah. But that doesn't last, it passes. And very quickly your body will go, I want some more meat, I want some more eggs, give me some more fat. And you will stop craving the sugar and the carbs. It does happen, but you've got to be patient, you've got to stick with it. So these are the tips. And the number one tip I can give you is just, you have to just dive into it and go in head first and just sit back and watch the benefits come, and your immune system will shoot through the roof and fix your body, every single part of your body, and you'll almost never catch a cold because your immune system is just working at its optimum. And finally, your body is happy because it's finally getting the foods that it was intended to have from hundreds of thousands of years ago, and it's a breath of fresh air for your body. Your body just can't believe it's all coming in. Whoa, give me that protein and the fat from the meat and the red meat and the eggs and the prawns and the water, and there's no more damage being caused by all these horrible foods that you shouldn't have been eating in the first place, that society has brainwashed us into eating. It's making everyone ill. And if you've got pre-diabetes or type 2 diabetes, it will fall away and you will get better. If you're on medication, you'll start to realize you don't need those medications anymore. And you won't feel your age, you'll look younger. You'll finally lose the weight that you've always wanted to lose. So I know it all sounds too good to be true, but you need to trust me on this. So I've enjoyed telling you my story on how to get started and what it did for me. All the best to you from Louis in the UK. Thank you.